I'm not pretending to be Carrie Bradshaw, walking down the streets in Sex and the City. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyla, and I do custom designs, home decorating, pattern hacks, and pretty much everything else that's related to sewing. I know you all have been seeing the faux fur oversized clutches that are on trend everywhere. Well, I actually made some of these years ago, so this really isn't a trend for me. It's just the world's way of recycling a trend from the past and bringing it back 3 to 5 years later in a different cycle. So I'm familiar with these bags. But I decided to make one out of animal print because animal print is really trending everywhere. And again, for some people, that's never a trend for them because they wear it all the time. So what I'm planning on doing is making a clutch, but I want to have a chain on it and make it detachable because sometimes you really need to have your hands free. I'm not pretending to be Carrie Bradshaw, walking down the streets in Sex and the City. I live in Michigan and I get in my car and I'm probably just going to Trader Joe's or Meijer's, to be honest. So that's my plan today. I'm making a faux fur oversized clutch that's convertible and can be used as a crossover handbag. Let's get started. So this is a remnant piece that I had from another project. I think I made a band for a hat or some cuffs for a coat for someone and had this left. So this is going to be the outer. And I'm going to give it some support by adding this naked flex foam, which is used inside of tote bags and lunch totes and just gives it a little bit of padded durability. So I'm going to base stitch that around the outer fabric. I'm also going to put a layer of mid-weight interfacing in between just to give it some stiffness as well, so that when I put items in the bag, it won't just collapse, it'll still keep its shape. This is the lining that I'm going to use, and I just had some leftover pieces of black nylon from some other project. And I like to use nylon as linings for bags because in case you put a lip gloss or lipstick or mascara and something opens up or wasn't closed properly and it bleeds out, you can easily wash this off. Here's my zipper, just a 12-inch coil separating zipper. I like the soft teeth for going inside and outside of the purse so that it doesn't really scuff up or rough up your hands. And the strap. This is an adjustable strap that I got from Amazon, and I'll put the link in the description box below. It can be adjusted here with this toggle, and these are the lobster clasps that make it removable once I put it on the bag. And I had this piece from yet another project that I didn't use, so this is going to be perfect to make the loops on the side of the bag, and it fits perfect inside here. So I've got all my items. I'm ready to start cutting it out. I'm just going to start by folding it in half, which I think will be the easiest. I'm measuring off about 13.5 inches, which gives me an inch outside of my 12-inch zipper to work with as far as seam allowance. And once I make my marking, I'll just slice this in half. I've got the zipper attached to the outer layer. I also attached the lining to the inside of the zipper away from the teeth as well. And I'm just going to give that a top stitch to make sure that lays flat. And I really like working with a detachable zipper, or a separating zipper I should say, because it makes it easy for installation on both sides. I don't really have to maneuver anything around because it's connected at the bottom. I can just line the two pieces up once I have them in place. Here are my loops, and I've got them pinned and folded in place. I'm going to stitch about 5/8 of an inch in seam allowance. Hopefully that leaves just a small enough amount to catch the end of the loop. It should be. And I'm also hoping that my machine goes through what's going to be 10 layers total once I connect both sides together with the loops in between. I probably should have used my heavy duty machine, but I just switched to a heavy duty needle on my brother, and I'm hoping for the best. Should work out. Now that I've got the zipper and the loops installed, I'm ready to stitch the front to the lining. And what I'm going to do is stitch about 5/8 inch seam allowance all the way around the edges. But when I get to the lining, I'm going to leave space opening at the bottom so that I'm able to turn it inside out. That's the last step, and then I'm done. The foam core is a little bit too thick for me to try to insert a pin through, even though I do have long ones. So I'm going to use these clips to just hold it in place. And I'll just remove them as I stitch my way around. Okay, guess whose machine started screaming at her? Apparently, my brother cannot handle that many layers. So I'm going to switch this out and use my heavy duty one. Now I'm back in business. Yes. I've got everything stitched in place. I'll do a trim on the corners and then turn it inside out. Once you get the bag turned inside out, go along all of your seams here and take a seam ripper and just fluff the fur so that it covers your seam. That way it'll look like it's just continuous all the way around and you won't be able to tell where that seam is. I tried to simplify this and make it as easy as possible because it's basically, think of a pencil case when you were in school. Same concept. It's a pouch, but with a zipper. So you really can just eyeball it and make it the size that you want in accordance with the length of your zipper. But if you do need a pattern, I did put some in the description box below. That way you do have something to follow along. So I can't wait to carry it because I've got some events to go to and I'm ready for all the fall faux fur, velvet, corduroy, all of those fabrics. I'm ready for them. This is my season. Well, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's content, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video for some more fall makes. Bye, everyone.